This rather pretty boat behind me, this beautiful dark blue hull, is a 2011 Princess 64, which Princess Motor Yacht Sales have put me onto. Now, I know what you're thinking. I put in the headline, this is £150,000, and you're saying, how is that possible? Well, of course, there has to be a catch, and there is, but it's quite a good catch, and I'm going to come to that a little bit later on. But the first thing I'm going to do is show you around. We're doing a good old-fashioned Aquaholic yacht tour via this passerelle, which telescopes back hydraulically and disappears into that little letterbox. But at the minute it's open so that I can get on board and tell you that there's a high-low platform, as you've no doubt expect if you've been watching a few of my tours, and a nice big cockpit area. Now, this is a flybridge boat, so we've got the upper deck on here, and of course we're going to all areas: cabins, crew cabin, engineering, decks, the lot. And we're going to start as ever inside. So this is the saloon area, and it's a really nice neutral colour scheme with this beautiful light coloured leather and this high gloss woodwork. I think it looks fantastic. I love that big table lamp as well. We've got a bit of storage at the back. She's air conditioned, of course, which is very helpful today. That's a fridge in there, and then up here we've got the bar area. So this is all for your glasses and of course bottles in that one, like so. And the AV is in here as well. There's a Bose system there for music and DVDs, and a TV that rises up from in here. Okay, ahead of that, this is a great dining area, and it's directly opposite the galley, which is in the centre of the boat. And that means you've got things like a really decent sized fridge freezer. There is a proper dishwasher in here. You've got all your all-electric cooking. This is a neat touch. If you are here and you want to be chatting to people out there, there's a button we can press, and we can drop all of that away. And we've got direct communication, but if you have crew in here, of course, you can keep that closed over if you prefer. More storage down here. And ahead of this is the helm position. Very nicely done, as they always are on Princess. I love the way they've laid all this out. There's a decent chart area up on the front, as well as the electronic charts. Nice little glove box area for your phones and bits and pieces, thruster controls, and a side access door, so you can get straight out onto the side deck and go forward or back, which is great if you're a captain and want to just get straight out there and see what's going on. Okay, let's head on down to the lower deck and take a look around. Now, up at the front is the VIP guest cabin. Really great size. These here, incidentally, are stools. You can pull these out and put them around a table, so if you want more seating and sit people all the way around, you can do so. And this drawers under the bed, and a load more storage, big wardrobe just here. And this is storage, and this all slides back. At the minute it's in night mode, but you can slide all this back and chuck tons of light through here, because it's a big glass panel and then a hatch which opens for ventilation, or indeed it can give you access if you ever needed it. There's an AV system again, so you've got your stereo down there and your TV tucked away. Air conditioning, of course. I love these little light switches with the blue light, so you can find them at night. And they're really good size heads. Separate shower stall. Lovely basin there. I love that faucet. That's nice. And that is just for this cabin, because there is a day heads just here. Again, great size circular shower cubicle, and again, there's lovely bowls that Princess put in. This also is ensuite to cabin number 3. Again, you've got your storage, and you've got drawers underneath the bed. Look at the way they finished this across the back. That looks great. Masses of headroom. Look at this. If I step down, it's a really great feeling cabin, this one. For cabin 3, it's brilliant. And that door there, well, that is the ensuite into that day head. So at night, you don't have to go into the passage, you can go straight in. That's the wardrobe. And unusually for a 64-foot boat, there is, on the other side of the passage, a cabin 4. Got bunk beds in it. This one doesn't have an ensuite, so of course you would just cross the passageway and go into the day heads with this one. At night, you'd obviously make sure you lock both doors, but these are adult sized beds, so plenty of space in here, and again, really good headroom. you don't feel shortchanged. This for a 64-foot boat is a really good fourth cabin. And again, of course, you've got storage with things like your wardrobe just there. Okay, let's head out of here and we'll check out the master cabin, because that's always a delight on these. This has got its own little separate entrance, so you've got the steps down and forward for all your guest cabins, and then the master cabin you hook a left as you come downstairs and head down to this lobby area where you will find a washing machine and storage for bedding, towels, whatever you want to put in there. But if we head through here, look at that. What a great cabin that is. Love the Shea lounge on this side. So you want to come down here and tuck yourself away with a nice book. Get away from the crowd, that's the place to do it. Masses of headroom, obviously, in a completely flat floor. And a big sideboard area there, so you've got loads of storage. You can use that as a dressing table if you want to. There's the AV systems, the TVs and the wall just there. And this, obviously, has its own ensuite. Great size, separate shower stall. Really nice, really, really nice. I love the heated towel head in here as well. It's a nice touch. There's wardrobes as well, of course, there behind this door. So there's a big double wardrobe just there, and of course drawers in here, drawers underneath here, little bedside drawers. Drawers underneath the bed as well, I think. Yep. You're not shortchanged for storage. That's for sure. Okay. What next? Deck areas? Let's go and have a look. So, back up here. Back into that main saloon area with this wonderful dinette and the galley in the centre, and then this seating area back aft. I like the way that this connects directly out. These doors, of course, will slide a lot further open, but we have the air conditioning on at the minute because it's really hot out here. So we're just keeping that a little bit more closed than normal. Right, where to first? Get your shoes on. I think let's look on the decks first. So, usual Princess side decks, nice and wide, well protected, decent rail, nice boat to walk around. And then right at the front, there's a huge sunbathing area with some great views today of Palma. Let's walk on around. I like these teak decks that they've got. This is this hatch I was telling you about over the VIP cabin. So this is just a big glass panel. This is an opening hatch, and then there's that sliding, you can just see it, the sliding screen to open all that up. Let's go right to the front, take a look back. Yeah, that looks great. Let's head down the other side. Got some serious super yachts in here actually. There's a couple you can see just over there. Also, sort of sneaky look over that way. Some great boats, and that's a Princess V72. That's a very sexy boat. Got a yacht tour of that too. If it's not on the channel already, it'll be coming soon. So, where next? Flybridge. So up these steps, these little fellows here are pin lights, so this whole thing's illuminated at night. And the first thing we come to is the bar. So that serves straight out to this outside dining area. You've got a barbecue here, and there is a big sliding fridge, and then sunbathing, more sunbathing at the back. There's some great views out of the back of the boat. Big bimini on top, essential on a day like today, so you can have a bit of shade, you don't get roasted up here. And when you're underway, you've got two nice Helm seats, but you've also got a great seating area alongside, so everyone can sit along here. 4 or 5 people all together, all enjoying the ride. That's fantastic. And then repeat navigational instrumentation, repeat engine control, steering, and that's just a bit of storage and the Kenwood hi-fi system. Okay, what next? Crew cabin, I think, and engines, and then I'm going to tell you about that price. So, back down here, and this time we will head across to this side of the cockpit, and we'll hook this fella up. Take the shoes off again, I think, because it is carpeted in here. How about that for a neat little crew cabin? Great size, loads of headroom, really nicely finished. It's the same quality in here as it is in the rest of the boat. There's a window in behind this blind, if you can see it. So you've got plenty of natural light in here if you want it. Masses of headroom, and there's a little opening window here that points out into the cockpit. And this has its own ensuite. So nice little loo, basin, and then a separate shower stall. So that, for a crew member or even a couple of crew, works really well. And again, you've got an opening window, so you've got ventilation in here. Brilliant. On a 64-foot boat, that is a nice cabin. Shall we do engines? I think we should. So, back out into the cockpit. Back on with the shoes. One day I should learn to tie the lasers on these and I won't have to keep sliding my feet in and out of them and wrecking the hell out of them. That was a joke. I can tie lasers, I promise. So this one, the large one, is storage. That takes you down to a big lazarette. So all your gear, canopies, whatever else you can get tucked away in there. Generator also is in there. You probably heard it running when I opened it. And this one is access to the engines. Okay, let's go on down. These are Caterpillar. They are C18s. And they are just over 1,000 horsepower each. So they're giving the boat speeds well up towards the mid-30s. Quick boat for a flybridge boat. Good headroom in here, as you can see walking through. And loads of the usual Princess sound deadening here and across the fuel tanks. Keep it really refined. But it's a nice engine room to be able to work on. All your cruise air conditioning units are neatly racked out, as we can hear humming away at the moment. Underneath. And then things like your raw water strainers, your fuel filters, everything easy to get to. It's a conventional shaft drive, so again you've got gearbox on the back of the engine. You can see the shaft going out. Nice simple system. And the usual thing with Princess, everything is labelled. Can you see these here? Everywhere. If you're wondering what that pipe does, just look at the end of it, it'll tell you. Princess are really hot on this. Good. Shall I stop teasing you now and talk about that price? Come on then. Okay, let's close that down before anybody disappears down it. My head inside it is really hot out here. Where am I going to sit? On this big comfortable settee. So this boat is operated by Princess Motor Yacht Sales. It is a Yacht Quarters boat and it's a shared ownership. So you can buy 1/8 of this boat for that £150,000, and that entitles you to 4 weeks a year. Now of course if you add those weeks up at times 8, you get 32 weeks, and the reason that it's 32 weeks is because they like to put gaps between owners to make sure the boat is fully up to spec, and also of course it comes out in the winter for a period of time. Now of course there is running costs involved in that. On this boat it's £20,000 a year per share, so if you have a share in this boat, as I say, £150,000 to buy it, £20,000 a year to run it, and that includes everything. It includes the mooring, it includes all the servicing, the anti-fouling, it includes the skipper to look after you and look after the boat, and of course look after the boat when other people are on it, the other owners. Now the scheme runs for 4 years. At the end of the 4 years the boat gets sold and you get your pro rata share back, so whatever it gets sold for you get your 1/8. Now you might ask, why not charter a boat? Well, if you want a week's charter on a boat like this, you're probably into about £30,000, so 4 weeks through the whole year, £20,000 looks good value, obviously once you paid for your £150,000 share. But bear in mind of course that when the boat's sold you do get your proportion of that back. It's not a scheme that worked for everybody, but it has proved very popular. They've had people who've owned boats outright in the past and decided they don't want the financial commitment and the hassle, and they've also had people who've never owned boats before and want to get into boating but don't want the financial hit and the worry of buying a boat outright. So definitely something worth looking into, and I'll put a link to the Yacht Quarters website in the description. There'll be a lot more information in there for you. The only thing you can't do with the boat of course is move to a completely separate location, because the boat will always be based out in Mallorca. So I did say to Princess, look, we ought to show a bit of the coastline as well. And would you believe they bought it? So we're going to take this one out for a run. Let's go and have a look at what Mallorca has to offer.
Smile, smile, smile.
I may have said this before on Aquaholic, but I've had worse days.